Hello guys, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about one of the subtopics of pressure, that is upthrust, and what are the idea behind the upthrust and how upthrust occurs. So let's talk about first what is upthrust and how can we upthrust in simple and static way. So first one is upthrust. So as its name suggests, upthrust. So up means upward, so up means upward, and thrust means force. So upward direction force means upthrust. So in which condition, in which situation this upward force act? So up means upward and thrust means force, and this upward force is upthrust. So in which condition this upward force act? So suppose this is a beaker filled with liquid. Okay. So this is the beaker filled with liquid. So when I placed in or immersed a body inside a liquid, and this liquid gives upward pressure, upward force, and that force is called upthrust. Clear or not? When a body is immersed in a liquid, then liquid gives upward force to that body, and this force is called upthrust. So what is the definition? So when a body immersed in a liquid, so then liquid gives upward force. That force is called upthrust. So listen here. So when a body is immersed in liquid, so that liquid gives upward force, and that force is called upthrust. So upthrust is a force. So what is the unit of upthrust? And the unit of force is Newton. So the unit of upthrust is also Newton, that is N. So the unit of upthrust is Newton because it is a force, and the unit of force is Newton. So upthrust unit is also Newton. Now questions come in your mind. Sir, why this liquid gives upward force, not lateral, not downward? Why, sir? What is the mechanism behind the upthrust? So we'll talk this all during the derivation of the upthrust. So let's talk the derivation of the upthrust. How can we derive the mathematical formula of upthrust? So in that case, we'll talk how this upward force act on the body. So let's talk about the derivation of the upthrust. So listen here. So this is a liquid. Listen here. So this is a liquid, and a body when placed in a liquid, so what is the liquid pressure not act only perpendicular direction, but liquid pressure act on all direction. So when I place this body inside a liquid, then liquid gives a pressure in all direction. So here this direction, and here also in this direction, and from here to also. Okay, and this direction also. So listen here, when I placed a body inside a liquid, so liquid have a property that it exert pressure in all direction. So here just see, there are three direction force the pressure are acting. That is, first one is our lateral pressure. So this lateral pressure acting on sidewise direction, let's see from here figure, this direction and this direction. And second one is downward pressure. And third one is our upward pressure. So there are three pressure acting in this body. So first one is upward pressure, and second one is downward pressure, and third one is lateral pressure. So just see here, these lateral pressure are acting in opposite direction. So these lateral pressure are acting on opposite direction. So these pressure are cancelled out by this pressure, because they are same magnitude but opposite in direction. So in that case, lateral pressure are cancelled out. So lateral pressure cancelled. So then after, one more pressure, that is downward pressure. So downward pressure and upward pressure. So tell me which one is more magnitude, either downward pressure or either upward pressure? Yes, upward pressure poses more magnitude. Why, sir? Because we know the liquid pressure is directly proportional to depth of the liquid or height of the liquid. So in first case, so tell me here, so if h1, this is from here to here, like that is here, so that is h1, and from here to here, that is h2. So this is okay. Tell me which one is greater. For downward pressure, height is h1 and height is little small, so downward pressure is less. And for upward pressure, this pressure, the height is more, so the pressure is also more. So what will happen here? So this liquid exert a force or pressure in upward direction, and that force is called upthrust. So this is the mechanism of upthrust. So just summarize it. So here three types of pressure acting, that is lateral pressure. So the lateral pressure are opposite in direction and cancel out. Then after downward pressure, and then after upward pressure. So downward pressure are less in magnitude because it possesses less height, less depth, and upward pressure, that is more in height, so it possesses more pressure. So the total net pressure means upward pressure. So that case, so the body exert upward force, and that force is called upthrust. So how can we derive the formula for upthrust? So let's talk. And I hope you know the what should you write in consideration. So if you write here, then you can write, so write here. So let us, I'm not going to write here consideration because the video will be too long. And so in consideration you can write, let us consider a bird container which is filled with liquid having cross sectional area A, here cross sectional area A, and possess density D, that is the liquid. And if h1 be the height from object is placed inside it, having height, if h be the height of this object, so h1 be the upper height from upper surface to surface of liquid, and h2 be the height from lower surface of body to the upper surface of liquid. So you can write this consideration. So now tell me how many total pressure acting here? Two. So first one is downward pressure, that is DOWNWARD, downward pressure, that is P1 equals to, what can I write here, H1 dg. And upward pressure, so P2 equals to what? For upward, that is H2 dg. So net pressure equals to, what can I write? P net equals to P2 minus P1, because they are in opposite direction and some of the pressure are cancelled out. So P2 minus P1, that is finally, what can I write here? That is H2 minus H1 and dg. So H2 minus, from this figure, let's see there. So H2 minus H1 means height of the object. So dg. So P net equals to what? So the net pressure acting on that body equals to HdG, and you know that we have to find the formula of upthrust, not pressure. So upthrust is also a force. So what is the formula of force in terms of pressure? What is the formula? So we know that is force or upthrust U equals to P net, here net, so P net into area. So what I write, H d G into A, therefore H into A means B d G. So this is the formula of upthrust, that is U equals to BdG. So in case of BD, what I write, mg. So there are here two formula, that is, so here two formula, that is upthrust U equals to, first one BdG and upthrust U equals to mg. So this is two formula. Now questions come in your mind and in your exam. So sir, upthrust of the body depends on which factor? On which factor does the upthrust of the body depends on? So listen here, from here formula. So upthrust of the bodies depends on volume of liquid displaced, density and acceleration due to gravity. So what is the relation between them? So upthrust is directly proportional to volume. So if the volume of the displaced liquid is increased, then upthrust is increased, and upthrust is directly proportional to density. Upthrust is directly proportional to acceleration due to gravity. So it means that upthrust of a body depends on how many factors? Okay, three factors. Yes. So that is, first one is volume, density and acceleration due to gravity. So what is the relation between them? So these are directly proportional. It means that when we increase volume, increase density, increases acceleration due to gravity, then upthrust totally increased, and when we decrease this quantity, then upthrust is decreased. So now tell me, from mathematical relation, how can you define the upthrust? Listen here. So from formula second, that is upthrust equals to mg. So how can we define this upthrust in this formula according to mathematical relationship? So mg equals to, what can I write here? Weigst, weight. Clear or not? Because we know the what is the formula of weight, that is mg. So mg equals to weight. So how can you drive, how can you define? So upthrust of a body is defined, upthrust is defined as, listen here, so from this formula, so upthrust is defined as the weight of fluid displaced by a body. So the weight of fluid displaced by a body, so this body, how many fluid displaced, and that is equal to weight of the bodies, and that principle is called Archimedes principle, if you remember then. Okay, don't recall, but you have to understand here, upthrust is equals to mg, that is weight of the liquid displaced. Now last one topics here in upthrust, that is, how can we calculate upthrust? Okay, so listen here, suppose we have to calculate, we are going to calculate the upthrust exerted by this liquid. Listen here, in simple method. So we are going to calculate how much this liquid gives upthrust. Suppose this is a water, so this is water, that is H2O. So how much this H2O waters give upthrust to that bodies? So in that case, what we will do, suppose this is a box, and when we weight this box in air, and it is found that it weight, this is the spring balance, 20 Newton. So in air, this body show, this box shows 20 Newton, 20 Newton. But when I place this object in water, then it will show how much, that is with the same spring balance 15 Newton. So listen here. So when I weight this box in air, that it will show 20 Newton. It is showing 20 Newton spring balance. At the same condition, when I placed this box with a spring balance, then in water, it will show only 15 Newton. It means that, listen here, so it means that a liquid gives how many upward force? That is 5 Newton, because in air 20, in water only 15. It means that this liquid gives 5 Newton extra upward force, and that 5 Newton is upthrust. So 20 minus 15, that is 5 Newton is upthrust. So what is the formula of upthrust? Another, weight of body in air minus weight of body in water, or simply liquid. So this is the one of the greatest formula for numerical problem, that is upthrust in simple, that is upthrust equals to weight of body in air minus weight of body in water. So how many formula? Totally three formula would that is for VDG, and that is mg. So if you remember this formula, then you will solve numerical as well as theoretical problem. So these three formula of the upthrust are equally important. So guys, this is all about the upthrust. I hope this video is very useful for you, and if you want to more videos, so please subscribe my YouTube channel, that is, and we are going to make all the videos of class 10 one by one. And thank you for giving such a valuable time. Thank you, take care.